Now, today is a special video in which I will be seeing how far you can get with farming. How good can you get? What is the most efficient and best way you can possibly farm ever to be able to reach the best farming in history? This is what I'm trying to do today, guys. I have developed a strategy that is really good. I use engineer for early game. After that, I switch to a triple dart, then a reactor, and I just heavy farm, and I use every single one of my towers correctly. And the main goal of this is to try to get $100,000 as soon as I possibly can. Now, before getting any further, I'd like to say that I filmed this playing in a modified version of practice mode. So this is like a different version of practice mode where it is assault mode. I have no opponent, and it is normal practice mode, except it's assault mode, meaning I'll get the 250 eco instead of 75, and I can send Bloons. Now, the sole reason I did this is because I didn't want to be constantly playing someone over and over, because naturally this took a shit ton of tries. And when I mean a shit ton, I mean a shit ton of tries. There were so many moments where there was just one little tiny detail that I messed up. I either got like a long-lasting bananas, which spent 250, so then I had to surrender because it wasn't perfect. Or I placed down my farm 2 seconds late, so I missed one banana in early game. The second I saw that I had a problem or I did something wrong, I would just surrender and start over. And I did this tons and tons of times, because in order to be able to get the highest amount of possible money that you can get ever by playing in normal assault mode, not Bonanza, not Mega Boost, not any of the other clubs, to get $100,000 in the normal assault mode, well, you have to execute everything perfectly. You cannot miss one single thing. You cannot buy your farm 1 second late before the end of that round, because you will miss out crates, you will miss out on bananas, and you will not get the highest possible achievable time. Now, I'm not saying that what I did was perfect, but it was pretty damn near perfect, and I challenge everyone else watching this video to try to achieve getting $100,000 as quick as they possibly can. Now, I'd just like to give a quick rundown of the strategy and the towers that I used to be able to pull this off. So, first off, I used the engineer for early game, because surprisingly, the 0-0 engineer is actually one of the best 0-0 towers in my opinion. You see, the early game rounds is just a bunch of space balloons, and you might think, okay, well, if it's space balloons, why didn't you use a ninja? Because ninja is very effective against space balloons. But, you see, ninja is very effective against space balloons, but only very space balloons. Like, it would be best against, like, very space pinks and stuff like that. But AI balloons is like a mix of space balloons and somewhat grouped, and I think engineer does a really great combination of this, because on top of having good pierce, it also has a really great attack speed, and it's cheaper than ninja. So it attacks faster, and it has more pierce than the ninja, but it's just not as accurate. So, I would prefer just having more popping overall than accuracy on specific balloons, which the ninja would provide. Now, after I get a bit later into the rounds, what I do is I build a triple dart monkey, because at one point I have to be able to sell my engineer so that I can get a factory on round 10, because if I do not get that factory on round 10, I just miss by a couple seconds, I will miss out on a ton of crates in round 11. So I have to sell everything, including my engineer, get that factory, and then after that I build a triple dart, which is good against group balloons, which I can use from rounds 13 all the way to 16 until I will need my reactor for those zeros. So naturally, after this, reactor will be my only defense that I will keep, because a reactor can defend infinite regrow rainbows on balloon circles, so that will be my only defense. After that, I just heavy farm, and I have to be fully careful to not accidentally buy the X2 upgrade on my farm before getting the factory, and I have to make sure that I get everything by the second. Every banana farm upgrade that I get it the second I have the money for it, so I do not miss out on any crates or any bananas. Now, as for the rest of my plan, what I did is I did a few calculations. You see, I calculated that when you sell a factory, you will get exactly $19,520 from every single factory you sell, and the goal amount of money was $100,000. So if I get 5 factories, I'll have close to enough for $100,000. But then I realized that if I went for 5 factories, there would be no point of getting the 5th one, because the second I get it, I'd basically sell it right after. So my plan was to get 4 factories, save up the other $20,000, then sell all my 4 factories, I'd have $100,000. But after remembering that I would still have the reactor on map and I could sell that as well to reach $100,000, I subtracted the $22,000 by 3,560, which is the sell price of a reactor, and that left me with $18,360. This is the exact amount of money that I needed to be able to sell everything that I have on the map and have just enough to get $100,000. Anyway, this is all I have for you guys today. Be sure to stay till the end of the video to see what round and what time I got to. This is BlazeIt, signing off.
Okay, here we go. Freestyle Friday number 9. Now, before you jump the gun on anything, this is supposed to be like a house party type song like 2004, so sing along when you can. That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me just let me That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me just let me That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me fuck all that shit, just let me go. Owers and tastemakers make us no chaser, gets the blood flowing like a fucking pacemaker. Cut the middleman and inhale the vapors. Madman, old 10 Don Drapers. Cut the jukebox on, make the woofers blow. We gon' sit here until all them heifers go. Holler at the tens and spend a little dough. Not on them, no, they can buy their own drinks. Take that work week off, 5 days in the bucket. Fuck it, you got a boss who's a jerk who doesn't. Throw on some Wu-Tang, bring the motherfucking ruckus. There is no pretext, we are living and we love it on a budget. Never mind, we just nudge it to the side. Give the kids a little time, we are living till we die. Focused and we hustle, but we still be getting high. No exception to the rule, do what you do to get by. Cause the clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me just let me That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me fuck all that shit, just let me go. At a house party getting jammed up, you were Tony Danza. When they ask who's the fucking boss, put your hand up. Never put it down cause you're banging to the anthem. 2010 trend, put the iPod on random. Wonder why I tried to play this instead of Hanson. Probably cause it gets the people moving like a handgun. Just like the little white fellas up in M. Happy Easter from the motherfuckers living in the mansion. Yeah, Freestyle Friday number 9. Thanks to Rat-a-Tat for letting me steal their beat. It's very kind of them. They're nice guys. Anyway, happy Easter weekend, I guess. I'm about to go up to Philly. I'll tell you why I chose this beat. I was driving around, it was real sunny the other day. Made me feel like it was like a Sunday morning after church as a little kid when my pepper used to buy me and my sister Slurpees. That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me just let me That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me fuck all that shit, just let me go.